All right, welcome to the Third and Wrong YouTube channel. It's your boy Dylan today, and we are going to be doing a mock draft. And probably the reason why you clicked on this video is that it is a random generated mock draft where we use a random wheel that I created to make these picks. And I'm going to be using this throughout the off season just to give a little bit more spice in the mock draft conversation and just talk about different fits for different teams and what could happen. So that way you're not watching the same videos, the same opinions and everything, and just, have a little bit of fun with it. So before we get fully into this video, stop right now to give us a like, comment, and subscribe. I know it's asking you to do a lot, but it definitely helps us out a lot. So it gives you a little win-win situation. You help us, we give you more content. I can't think of a better deal than that. But let's hop into this video. Like I said, I am going to be doing a random wheel right here. The random wheel, I've kind of waited to meet the average expectations of the first round. So you're not going to see 20 quarterbacks in the first round just because there's not 20 quarterbacks to draft. You're also not going to see a whole lot of running backs because they don't typically go in the first round as much anymore. But you're going to see a lot of edge, a lot of offensive tackles, and I also threw in other options here. So the random wheel, we can just choose an offense, right? Like right here, or a defensive player, or I can just choose, or the ones that I've added this year. We can do a Power 5 team, a non-Power 5 team, or we can make a trade. And then right here is a little special one, just in case we get a little spicy. It's a 1 in 40, 450% chance to get this one. So throughout the whole off season, we might not even get to that secret one. You might be able to see if you zoom in, but if we get to that, that'll be a big occasion. But if not, I think that's just a fun person to have, kind of just sit there. Like I said, a 1 in 450% chance to get there. I don't know if we'll ever hit it, but I think it's fun to have something a little stupid there to, to just spice up the mock draft. But yeah, let's get into this. So I'm also going to be switching between that and a PFF mock draft to make the selections. So you'll see me jump around a bunch doing that. But let's get a few things going first. Okay. All right, so for our first pick, this is going to be the Chicago Bears. And we're not going to make a trade unless it forces us. And when we hit on a trade, we're just going to do a trade that, might make sense there and then respin it. So we'll see what happens. All right, so the first overall pick for the Bears, we are going to get an edge. So that works out really good for them because you're going to definitely see Will Anderson be that kind of guy here. So I guess I kind of moved too quickly. I picked Will Anderson out of Alabama, edge prospect. I think he'll do really good. I think he's the first one to go off the board. So I think that's a great choice. All right, let's go spin this wheel again. This is going to be hard to switch back and forth. But cornerback to the Texans. Y'all ain't going to love that. I do think Devon Witherspoon is the top cornerback right now as well. I do agree with PFF on this one. So we'll go and take Devon Witherspoon second overall. Don't hate me, guys. It's the wheel. All right. Third overall pick to the Arizona Cardinals is a defensive player. So let me hop on over. I think what makes the most amount of sense is to take a Jalen Carter. So far, this is not the craziest, but it's gonna get crazy right here. I'm a Colts fan, so that's why I say that. But we go linebacker, the one position the Colts do not need. All right. Oh, linebacker. If I'm gonna take a linebacker, I don't know why Drew Sanders is going this low here. Let's see, what are some of the measurables here? See if we got some stuff here. 6'5" big dude. Trenton Simpson. Let's see what his measurables are. A little bit smaller dude. Young though. Drew Sanders. They don't have a great grade on him. 6'5", 230. You know what? I guess if he's kind of the more of a blitzer type, something that we don't necessarily have in Indy, I don't know exactly why he's this low on PFF, but I do think he's a really good linebacker. Sorry, you probably just missed all of that. Drew Sanders, fourth overall to the Indianapolis Colts. So, yeah, realism has gone out the door already. And let's go number 5 overall to the Seattle Seahawks. Cornerback. I mean, not the worst thing ever for him. Christian Gonzalez is a great pick. Let's see who else might be here. That might be. Yeah, let's go Christian Gonzalez. I like him a little bit better. And I keep forgetting not to switch over. Yeah, sorry, Christian Gonzalez to the Seattle Seahawks. All right, let's roll number 6, Detroit Lions. Let's see what they get here. Quarterback. Ooh, so they get the first one off the board. I mean, that's realistic if there's no quarterback at all gone. And everyone says this is the Ohio State version of Jared Goff. We'll give CJ. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting to switch over. CJ Stroud, Ohio State quarterback, to the Detroit Lions. All right, let's spin this wheel again, and we got the Las Vegas Raiders. They're going to be taking quarterback. I almost landed on my secret little guy right there. If they're let's change this. Perfect. If they're going to take a quarterback here, which I think is definitely likely, I'd see Will Levis going. He's got some good traits, got good size, and I think he kind of picks up what McDaniels is putting down relatively quick, and so I think he'd be a good option. All right, let's select for the number 8 Atlanta Falcons. And we are going to get another quarterback. So maybe we do get 20 quarterbacks here. But yeah, let's, if we're not going to go anywhere else, let's go Bryce Young. And again, I forgot to switch before I made the pick. Anyways, yeah, Bryce Young here would be a fine pick. I'm not mad about that. All right. Okay. We're on the wheel. Let's spin. Get this right first. And we got a cornerback for the Carolina Panthers. I don't think that's necessarily the most likely one. I think quarterback Anthony Richardson would be a phenomenal pick for them here. But let's go find a cornerback for him. Joey Porter is a good one. Let's see, is there any other cornerbacks that just kind of getting underhyped? Carolina. Cam Smith, Keeler Ringo, Clark Phillips have all had first round hype. But let's go with Joey Porter. Go with someone a little bit more, what's the word? Pedigree. But let's move on over to the wheel. See, I think that was a good interchange right there. All right, I just had to cut out an ad there. Sorry about that. But let's spin for the Philadelphia Eagles. Cornerback. Let's go another corner. I think this is a position that they could very well take top 10, but there's a lot of cornerbacks already gone. Let's go Deonte Banks. I like Deonte Banks. He's definitely not going that high, but I think he's better. All right, hopefully that works here. But yeah, let's kind of start this over. All right, how to go quit another ad. So hopefully those are done for the rest of the video, and we can kind of just go through this seamlessly. But let's spin here for the Tennessee Titans. Who are they going to pick? We got a linebacker. I definitely don't think they're going linebacker typically, but I did kind of pass on Trenton Simpson earlier for the Colts, but I do think that Trenton Simpson would be a good pick, and I did forget to switch over again. Anyways, Trenton Simpson, number 11, definitely an interesting pick at that spot. But that's the random wheel. That's why this kind of stuff is fun. I do think Trenton Simpson, it does go in the first round eventually. Ooh, okay. Now we got to find a non-Power 5 player. And we can go with whatever one we think fits best for the Texans. I mean, they do need a quarterback. Is there one that I'm not thinking of? Fresno State. Hmm. Jaron Hall. I do like Jaron Hall. I mean, Jake Hayner would be the best one for the quarterbacks. Let's go wide receiver. Houston, I think, is not in there in the Power Five. Let's cut off that, and let's take off that. Let's see. Utah definitely is in the Power Five. Tucker Craft would be fun. Sorry, guys, this is going to take a lot longer to find someone that we want to take here. And Dwayne McBride, good running back. They already have one. Let's see. Quit that. Nope. So let's go interior offensive line. Nope. Let's go cornerback. Boom, boom, boom. Jeez, we are just maybe we just have to go with the quarterback, Jake Hayner. I'm just not seeing anyone. Boise State JL Skinner. Shout out Gage. Man, there's just not a whole lot of Power 5 coming through right now. Yeah, this one is definitely taking a lot longer. Carl Brooks might be probably the better out of them all. Take linebacker into consideration. Tulane. Tulane's not in a Power 5. Dorian Williams isn't that. You know what? Oh, I guess we do have some special teams here. Maybe we take a punter? No, let's go. Let's go Jake Hayner. I just think that's probably your best option here. Sorry, Texans, you got kind of screwed on that one. All right, let's move over to our wheel of choice. This is going to be for the New York Jets. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, quarterback. So this is any quarterback. Anthony Richardson. Oh, gosh, again, I forgot to move over. Anthony Richardson to the Jets is the pick there. I think that's pretty agreeable for most people. All right, let's see here. We are going to be spinning for the New England Patriots, and they get an edge. Move on over to PFF, and they get Tyree Wilson. What a steal! What a steal! All right. Tyree Wilson is a very freak athlete, great size. He's not as polished as Will Anderson, but he's going to go second out at the edge, is what it looks like. All right, for the Packers, we got a offensive player, which is kind of the way to go for the Packers in mock drafts. So let's kind of buckle down and see. I am going to go Jordan Addison over Quentin Johnson myself. I just think he's more well-rounded, more proven. He has more. I think he's tested often, so I think he would be a great athlete. And he got Kenny Pickett a first-round bid, so good for him. All right, now we're going to be spitting for the Washington Commanders. Commanders also go offense, which isn't the worst thing in the world for them. They don't really need a whole lot. They could go quarterback if you really like McKee for some reason. But I think they can just roll with Sam Howell and just see how that works out for now. But we can't go any defensive players because it is just offense. Boom, boom. Wide receivers, they got some, but I don't think it really. I think some that would fit a little bit better is it. No, they got some safe flowers. They got like that. You know what? Let's just give someone that's an embarrassment of riches at this point. Paris Johnson. Find a spot for him on the offensive line. I don't care. All right. This is going to be for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's see who they get here. Interior defensive line. That's pretty specific. Elijah Cansey is definitely the first round Pittsburgh player that they took back to back years. Could definitely be a pick there. But we do have some other people. Let's go Brian Breesy. I think he kind of fits more what they're looking to get. He's a big defensive interior person. He's got more of your NFL size. He's got some position flexibility as well. And I think he can get back to kind of the form he was in before. But let's swing on over to this Wheel of Fortune. And they get offensive tackle. All right, so Detroit Lions, they get the top tackle on the board. I think they're pretty good on outside tackle, but Peter Skoronsky is someone that you can find a spot for very easily on that offensive line. Let's roll on to the next one for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We get that was very close to a running back. Wide receiver. Definitely not the Buccaneers need at this time. But let's throw in someone that is just a very productive wide receiver, Jackson Smith and Jigba. I did fail to move on over on that one again. Anyways, Seattle Seahawks on the board next. Let's see what the wheel is going to give them. So they already got a corner. Now they get an offensive player. At this point, there's not a whole lot that I want to do on offense for him. But tight end wise, let's go Michael Mayer. Get him a solid tight end, kind of fill out that offensive weapon room. And I think that's a good pick. Obviously, Michael Mayer is the best tight end, overall tight end. I think some people make a case that the others can be better receiving talents, but I think Michael Mayer is still just the best tight end prospect right now. And for the Los Angeles Chargers, 21 overall, let's see who they get. Just offense. Sweet. Let's move on over here. Quentin Johnson would be great, but I think Mike Williams kind of is a little bit redundant in that situation. So let's go with a little spice and Zay Flowers. Great wide receiver out of Boston College. He's a little bit smaller, but he's got a lot of size to kind of make up for it. And he plays bigger than he is. So I think that's a good pick for the Chargers. I do have that in normal mock drafts sometimes. But let's go for the Baltimore Ravens. If this is a wide receiver, hallelujah. But I guess we got a defensive end. So move on over, defensive end. Lucas Van Ness is definitely an option here. Miles Murphy. Nolan Smith. I'm going to count this as a defensive end just because he's an edge. But I'm going to go Nolan Smith and take him off the board here for the Baltimore Ravens. That's actually pretty scary. But let's move on over. This is going to be for the Minnesota Vikings at the 23rd overall pick. And we get our choice. So we can kind of take a few players off. Or not few. We can kind of take a player off that kind of fits them pretty well. Could go corner. There's not a whole lot of those anymore. Wide receiver would be good. But, we got a high value player here, Brian Branch. They're not going to normally get to have a Brian Branch on their team dropping that low. So I think that works out really good. Best player available. All right. Now for the 24 overall Jacksonville Jaguars. They get a linebacker. They definitely don't need those. But let's see what linebackers are left. Jack Campbell's probably the best one here. He is from Iowa, just big dude. I think he has some flexibility with what you can do with him on the field. And if he goes in the first round, great. But I don't think that the Jaguars are going to take a linebacker in the first round. All right, number 25, New York Giants. Let's see what we get here. Defense. I don't think that's what they wanted. Let's move on over. Defensive player for the Giants. Van Ness is just embarrassment of riches at this point. Cansey would be great. Miles Murphy would be great. Do they have any DBs that are worth it at this spot, though? You know what? Let's go We could pair up Aziz Ojolari with his brother. That'd be fun. You know what? Let's go Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback. I think he'll fit in there with them pretty well. He's out of Mississippi State. A little bit of a riser at this moment. All right, next one. We got the 26 overall Dallas Cowboys pick in here. Let's see what we get here. Defensive end. That's kind of up their alley, actually. I'm going to add Van Ness into this. I think Van Ness is kind of a defensive end prospect as well. We'll throw him in there. That's a great pick for the Cowboys. Just big dude out of Iowa. He still has a lot of production in front of him as well. We're going to be spinning now for the Buffalo Bills. Definitely don't need a quarterback at this time. But they get a tight end. That actually kind of fits them pretty well. We'll get a great receiving weapon, like I said. Some people might prefer to have a Dalton Kincaid on their team just because of the receiving threat that he is. But definitely a solid hands kind of guy. And he has upside with the ball in his hand. So I think that's a tremendous pick if that's what you're forced to do. All right, rolling on to the next one. We got the 28th overall pick, the Cincinnati Bengals, and they get their choice. So with their choice, we're definitely going to be looking at offensive line first. Broderick Jones is a great option. Same with Anton Harrison. If any of those guys are there, great for them. But with that, I think I'm just going to pull the trigger on Broderick Jones then. Easy enough, just a great solid tackle to come out. This one is going to be for the 29th overall pick, the New Orleans Saints. They just got this one from Denver. This pick has been traded around a bunch of times, and they get something that they don't need either with a linebacker. And I'm going to go with kind of a more freak athlete. If you've been paying attention to the combine, Owen Popo had a great 40 time. I think that's going to open some eyes for some people. And look at his size, 6'1", not the biggest, but definitely not undersized. We'll go Owen Popo here, unless we got Ivan Pace at a great size. Let me see. Yeah, he's smaller actually. Yeah, I feel good about Popo here. Let's go with that one. Definitely not first round talent, but that's kind of what the random generator does. All right, so this one is going to be the second to last pick of the first round with the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see what they get here. Ooh, almost landed on my secret weapon there. But they get the quarterback that they don't need. So this is good because I get to talk about a player that I kind of like. Honestly, I do think Hendon Hooker would be the one that the Eagles pull the trigger on. But if you're looking for someone that at this point would be a backup for Jalen Hurts and be able to do a lot of similar things. Obviously not the same level, but you don't really have to change the play a whole lot. We're going to be looking at Jaren Hall. I think he's one of those running quarterbacks that can definitely pass the ball. He can, move the pocket, do a lot of things. He's just older. He has some injuries here and there. And, he never really took over, the games that he was in. He definitely made great plays. He had a great offensive line, so that definitely helped him out with his, just being able to throw balls down the field and stuff like that. So this is more as a backup to Jalen Hurts because I don't want to replace him. But yeah, Jaren Hall would be a fun player to have. He's not going in the first round. If he does, I'd be shocked. But we'll go Jaren Hall for the Eagles there. Hopefully that doesn't bring out the pitchforks for you guys. But last pick of the first round, we got the Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, and we are going to get a defensive end. So my secret weapon didn't get pulled on this one, so we'll hold on to that one till the next video. But we're going to go find a defensive end here. I think Myles Murphy's kind of just been dying to get picked here. We'll go Myles Murphy here for the Kansas City Chiefs. But let's look at this. Gosh. Let's look at this mock draft here. You can definitely get PFF Plus if you want, but this mock draft here, we see a Will Anderson going first overall, Jalen Carter in the top 4, and then just a whole lot of mess of otherwise. The only ones that really do make sense is, obviously, if these players are there, is, CJ Stroud to the Lions, Will Levis to the Raiders, Bryce Young to the Falcons. That whole quarterback run happens a whole lot later in the first round than it will. Obviously, Jake Hayner's not fallen this far, but that was special because we had to go with a non-power 5 player for the Texans. And then let's see some of this other just craziness. Tyree Wilson falling to the Patriots would be special for him. A lot of these ones actually don't fit too bad. Jack Campbell in Jacksonville just does not fit, but what are you gonna do? And then I think the best pick obviously is Miles Murphy to the Chiefs. I think that's just the best value. But I think the best fit in all of this, the one of the just the better ones that kind of opens my mind to what could happen in the first round if hell breaks loose essentially, is Anthony Richardson to the Jets. Do they pull that trigger if for some reason he just falls and falls? I don't see that happening, but if he does, that would be very interesting. And then things like Nolan Smith to the Baltimore Ravens is crazy. Dalton Kincaid to the Buffalo Bills would be interesting. The Panthers passing on a quarterback would be super interesting. But yeah, all these linebackers, they're very good. I think the value is definitely not there. But if these are the linebackers, they're gonna make some noise in this next year. But let me know what you think about this draft. What you think about this format. I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be doing more of these just because I think it's fun, and I want to see what happens when we do get my secret weapon there. If you've zoomed in and seen it, whatever. But I'm excited to see if we ever get there because, like I said, it's 1 and 450% chance. It's 1 in 450 chance of getting the one player that I have written in there. But if we don't get there, we don't get there. If we do, maybe we'll do something special. If you have any ideas for that, drop that in the comments. That helps us get some ideas for what we could do with that. But thanks for watching this video. I appreciate that. If you haven't already, given us a like and comment, or subscribe and drop the notification bell as well. Do that now if you can. And hope you have a good rest of your off season. This is the best time of the year if you're into the off season, because we got the combine going on, we got the draft coming up, we got free agency about to hit. So a lot of things are going to happen now, and we're going to get some videos out for you guys. But hope you have a good one. Take care.